With the panel, so maybe we can you can ask the questions from deep down from your heart, anything you like. And then the children can have 2 to 3 questions, and then after that you can go out and play, and then the adults can ask the question. So the question, a good question, doesn't have to be long, but you can will help a lot of people around you, your family, friends. Questions that's very basic to your daily life to help your family and your loved ones. So you can ask, and if you want to, if you have a question, please raise your hand, and a microphone will come to you.
Why do you shave your hair?
So she asked, why do we shave our hair? Any other questions?
Why do you wear the robes?
Great question.
Do you do walking meditation every day?
She asked, do we do walking meditation every day?
Do you do the same thing like what you do when other people are here? Why are there blue robes and brown robes?
Good question.
So, thank you, young friends. I think we have enough questions for now. So maybe, I don't know if any of our brothers and sisters want to answer 1 or 2 questions on the board. So listen to oneself the bell.
Dear Thay, dear family, dear young friends, one of the benefits of becoming the youngest people is to pick the easiest question and to go first. So I will go with the first one, the first question. Why do we shave our hair? In some of our retreats here, children keep asking the question, why do we shave our hair? And our teacher have a good message that we shave our hair in order to save the shampoo. But that's just one of the reasons. We have some other reasons too. We shave our hair in order to become the same with everyone. You see that all the brothers and the sisters here, we all wear the same robe. We all wear, we doesn't have hair, and we look kind of the same. We look kind of alike to each other, right? It's hard to identify us because we consider that we are all equal. We are all the same. We have the human nature, we have Buddha nature, so we cherish everyone, every beauty. And it's that kind of beauty comes from ourselves. It's not coming from our hairstyle or our outfit. Yeah, so you can see that we are beautiful the way we are. We don't need to disguise ourselves with the hair or with any kind of clothes. Just be yourself and be beautiful. And one other important message is that all the brothers and the sisters, we shave our hair and we wear loose clothes. Usually we call that we are like we are we belong to a group of bald head and square robe, square and blue and brown robe. Is a message that we are monks and nuns, and we save our life to serve people, and we live for our ideal of serving and of bringing the Dharma to life, to our daily life. So please support us on our path of becoming a monastic and serving, not chasing after us. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons that we decide to become bald head, to wear our robe, to become brothers and sisters. And if my brothers and sisters have something more, they can add up. Thank you for your listening, and thank you for your question.
Dear Thay, dear Sangha, dear children, I'm the next youngest, so I get to go. I just want to tell you just a short story. One year, there were 5. There were 6 of us. We went to Disney World in Florida. And it so happened that it was Halloween. So apparently they had a party there, but we didn't know, so we just bought the day ticket. And we were enjoying going on the rides. I love rides. So we spent a whole day there, and then as the sun was setting, also a lot of people started to come in. And of course it's Halloween, right? So they all dressed up. Like, you can imagine, Disney World. Many people came streaming in, and we were on our way out. We're like, oh, what's going on? Why are they all dressing up? And then somebody said, it's Halloween. Like, oh, okay. But then we cannot stay longer because our ticket, ended at dusk. So we were walking out, and then people were walking in against us, and then they kept looking at us, wondering why we were not following them in. And then there's a group of teenagers went by and said, you guys are hardcore. You really dress up for Halloween. Like, you shave your head, wow. We're like, yeah. And so nowadays, when Pine Bush they have Halloween also trick or treat, and some of us actually have gone to trick or treating in Pine Bush, and we did not really have to dress up much. Some of us try. We would put on a coat or something and paint our faces, but just kind of to merge in, and so it won't stand out too much. For me, I feel like the robes, like our sisters share. When we wear the robes, we appear the same, so we don't have to deal with issue of body image. There's no curves that we need to show. We're just kind of straight. And so it put us right at ease. All of us right at ease. Oh, just wear the robe. We don't have to show anything. And so even on hot summer days, if you see us walking around with our sleeves down, you know why. It's also a practice for us to be with feeling of discomfort. Because for me, I feel like if we can't deal with a little bit of heat because of the summertime, then maybe it might be a bit more difficult to deal with our emotions. So most of us have actually 3 layers underneath, not just one. And some of the fabrics are thin, some are thick, and so we get given whatever was given, and then we wear them. And I think so far so good, right? We haven't. The only thing that we're lacking is swimsuit. We've been asking for people who design clothes if you can design a monastic swimsuit, one that actually still covers everything. But we get to swim. We can't swim in these. But we try. I'd like to add one comment also to the question number 3. Do we do walking meditation every day? We're supposed to. Our teacher encourages us to, wherever we walk, practice walking meditation. Even if it's like from here to the mat, even if it's just a few steps. So we try, but we also, we fail, but we try again. So yeah, we're supposed to, and we're trying. And when you come and practice with us, you help us to practice. You help to remind us that we should be walking in meditation. And so, if you see one of us not doing that, you're welcome to come and say, hey, walk in meditation, please. And I'm sure we'll join our palm and bow to you for reminding us. So thank you.
So, dear Sangha, dear young friends, question number 5. Of course, yeah, we do some the same activities when the guests are not here. We practice walking, meditation, sitting, eating. Everyone has to eat, right? You have to eat to nourish your body and keep you alive. So we do. We also do many things. We walk, we work. So yeah, we do many things in our daily life when the guests are not here. So basically, to the fourth one, just to emphasize a little more, I think usually the lighter gray robe, I think mostly the monks, they don't wear much, but okay. So sometimes we wear the gray robes. It's cooler in the summer because it's lighter color, and also it's just a different style. In Vietnam, the peasants, they like the farmers, they wear the brown color is to it's simplicity, is to symbolize the simplicity of your life and to be closer to the earth. Our Mother Earth is the color of the trees and the dirt and the soil. So that's why our tradition, we choose the color brown. And brown is just a nice natural color of the earth. And it's a color of simplicity. And I think basically we answered all the questions already. I don't know if there's any other questions. Otherwise, maybe maybe Sister Thay, you want to add something?
Thank you, Brother Phadang. Before the children go out, I just would like to add a little bit my personal thinking about the color of gray and brown that we wear here. Brown is very beautiful color for me because every time when we get dirty or mud or anything, you don't see it vividly. So freedom, sometimes it's a drop of oil or of food, no problem at all. And just like Brother Phadang said, the color of the earth, simplicity, and also of inclusiveness. Sometimes we have a rose on our brown robe for Mother's Day, and sometimes we have that drop of oil or mud. It's okay. We happy. And the color of gray, I was taught is also the fragrance of the incense. The color of the incense, smoke. Yes, of course, it's cooler at summertime, and also it's the color of the cloud also. And when we wear that, it will feel very light, and also to remind us to light up the mind of love. We have Kara here, Brother Dave, and other brother and sister who wear gray robe, always to remind them to light up that mind of love, of serve, of love all around them. So we hope you enjoy the sun outside, and thank you for allowing us to answer your question. Thank you very much. Okay.
So even the children who are here just for the day of mindfulness, it's okay if you come with us, but 13 and up, you can stay. 12 and under, you can come with us. And then you'll meet us across the street after this, and we'll be near the tea room. Have you been there? Okay, you follow everyone to the tea room and you'll find your children. Okay, thank you.
So, dear friends, maybe you can move up closer to the front row, so we can see your faces clear. So we can give some space for our teenagers to ask next. So maybe if you have any questions, you're not obliged to ask, but if you would like to ask, it's fine. And just raise your hand, and then we will. If you would like to ask a question, you can walk back behind the camera where Brother Lin Guang, Spiritual Light, is standing, and you can ask the question there.
Hi, so my question is, what inspired each of you to become a monk or a nun? Thank you.
So my question is, who do you think you might have become if you didn't choose to be a monk? Who do you think you might have been if you didn't choose to be a monk?
Can you please tell us about the wonderful 5-year program?
Question number 2 was, who do you think you would have been if you were, or if you wouldn't have become a monk?
How do you love somebody who hates you or makes you sad?
So I think for the rest of the Sangha, you can, if you have any question, you can also come up and ask, and we gather the questions all together at the same time, so then we can answer at the same time. So, for the rest of the Sangha.
What are the benefits for becoming a monk?
So we seen you doing a lot of meditation, but when we leave, what do you guys do for fun aside from like talking, like and stuff like that? Like, you guys do Tai Chi or do like some Shaolin Kung Fu stuff while we're gone? Yeah.
My question is, during your monastic life, have you fallen in love or had strong feelings for someone? And what did you do?
Well, dear Sangha, I suggest you ask easy questions.
My question is, how do you balance, or how do you see the need to balance technology and spiritual life?
Eight questions. That's all right? Okay. So maybe we can listen to one sound of the bell, and come back to our breathing, come back to our posture, and just let the bell ring, and you can just follow the bell, the sound of the bell vibrating. So, dear Sangha, I would like to answer and share about my what inspired me to become a monk. I think I shared this with the Crystal Water family, in my Dharma sharing family already. but I want to share it again with the whole community. I first found out about this practice when I was a teenager, like some of the teens here, when I was 13 or 14 years old. And I was at Maple Forest Monastery, Green Mountain Dharma Center, before Blue Cliff. And my first book was Old Path White Clouds during that time. And I came from a background of Buddhism also, like the traditional PLN Buddhism, and I didn't understand much about meditation and this kind of tradition, but I feel very in touch with the authentic Buddhism, about the Buddha's life and about the meditation, and I understand more about why we sit, why there's chanting and the sutras, and I was inspired by the Brown family, seeing the brothers and sisters in Vermont at that time. And then every summer, after school ended, I would go up there for the teens program for 2 weeks, and I would stay until like August, until before school started again. So finally, in 2005, I went on the U.S. tour with Thay, our teacher, and I followed the tour, 3 months tour, and after that, Thay went back to France, and I went along with the Sangha and Thay back to France in Plum Village, and I ordained there in 2006. And then I've been there for 6 years in Plum Village, and I just recently, in 2011, I came to Blue Cliff, and it's been 2 years here. Along the monastic path, before, in 2005, there was not 5 years program, so I was committed for life. And that bodhicitta of mine is still there, and I feel very, very grateful that I have a good teacher, and I have the Sangha to support me and embrace me for this path. I see that I shared this yesterday also in the Dharma sharing family about the monastic path, our Sangha, Plum Village in general. We are very young Sangha. We have many monastics very young and young in age, in physical age. So, but sometimes they've been monk for a long time. And we, in our tradition, we are one of the tradition that have a lot of young monastics. And a lot of other monks and nuns that come from different traditions, they would say, wow, we have so many young monks and nuns, but are able to live together in harmony and keeping our precepts and fine manners, and we're very inspired by that. I see that as young people and as people in society in general, the love and to have attention, everyone needs that. They want to be cared for. They want to have attention and love. And when we become monks or nuns, we are not automatically enlightened or holy. We're still practitioners. But we are on the path to be a true practitioner or not, and that depends on us. And that desire to live and practice as a monastic, that's something that we have to be diligent about. In society, it's okay for young people to have that kind of love, that intimate love. But in the monastic life, you see that we have to transcend that love to be a more spiritual kind and to have brotherhood and sisterhood. And I see that I'm very fortunate to have Thay and the Sangha. They allow trust and love in me that have brought me up in the Sangha and continuing on this path. To have that trust from the Sangha is great fortune, and you have to continue to build on that seed, that bodhicitta, and to renew that bodhicitta every day, to sharpen it. You have to sharpen the bodhicitta. When I was a novice, sometimes you have you're very joyful, very free, but as you grow older in Dharma age, you have a lot of responsibility and you have a lot of younger brothers and sisters in the community. The practice of being diligent and that joy in life, you need to have nourishment, find something that nourishes you in the daily life. So when you practice, you have, like, for example, sitting or walking. You go to sitting because you want to go to sitting, and it brings you peace of mind, and you like it. It brings you happiness. You're not forced to sit, you know. Sitting to do nothing. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard, but you have to enjoy the time you sit, and you come back to your breathing. I feel like in the monastery we do a lot of things. The only time my favorite time during the day, the past 2 years, is during sitting in the morning. It's very nice, especially before sitting even. I will wake up and just burn a candle on the tea table and just sit there and drink tea silently with my brothers, and sometimes just looking out into the trees and the sky. It's slowly, it brightens up. It's quite nice, it's very quiet. The mornings is something I feel like it's very sacred to me. It's the only time during the day, it's very quiet, and even the sitting. No one can come to you to tell you to do this or that or give you more projects. It's a time for you to sit. Just follow your breathing, do nothing, and I feel I cherish that a lot. Yeah, for young people, strong emotions, strong feelings about love, and there's two kinds of love, you know. There's true love, and there's the intimate love of the worldly kind of love that in society of, like, you have a partner and you want to care for that person, you lived with that person. Outside is fine, but you have to know that love is long lasting. It's not just impermanent, just of desire, of craving. That's not the healthy love. You have to have true love that is deep down. You care for of course, if you care for the person, you have to know how to protect yourself and to really live your life. But I think I'm rambling on now. I will stop here and maybe let my other brothers and sisters share. Maybe I can share later afterwards. Thank you.
So, dear Thay, dear family, I see the question, what could you have been if you were not a monk or a nun? Resonates within myself. I think I would like to become a singer. If I were not a nun, but because my voice is very bad, so I'm afraid that people won't listen to me. So it's safer to be a singer in the Sangha. You can sing, you can chant with everyone, with the whole Sangha. Like this morning when we chant the opening, the Heart Sutra, the closing verses, we did it with the whole Sangha, with the community. We didn't do it as individual. And one good thing about being a singer in the Sangha is that you don't need to change your outfit. You can always have your brown robe on or your gray robe on, and then you can still look fine and beautiful. But to me, what would you have been doesn't as important as what would you would like to do and that make you feel happy. And that gives the meaning of your career. You are not forced to do something that you don't feel that it brings some meaning to your life or it brings happiness to your life. So with the 5 mindfulness trainings that some of you took this morning too, it guides us to find a job that can really bring benefit to your life, that don't take away a lot of your time to your family, because your family is the most important thing that you committed to build for your lifetime. Or you can do something, you can find a job or a career that can help you to sustain the earth. Because if we're doing something that we are destroying the earth, what we will have for our next generation, what will we save for our future generation. So we should do something that is really bring benefit to your present life, and also to save something for your future, because it's also your life, your meaning. And I think I also have some interest. I also would like to hear some input about the wonderful 5-year program, because when I first became a nun, Thay didn't release the 5-year program yet, and then right after I became a nun. And they happened to have the 5-year program, and I'm not qualified to be in that program anymore. So maybe I would like to invite Brother Hiền Thay, because he one of the brothers that is in the 5-year program, and I would like him to tell something about his experience. Yeah, he's the one who experienced that program, and a very living evidence. Okay, thank you for your listening, and thank you, Brother Hiền Thay, for supporting your sister.
So, dear respected Thay, dear family, it's quite interesting because the same thing happened during the Vietnamese retreat. I was called up to the panel. So, the 5-year program is a wonderful opportunity for me. You know, I didn't go to college. I didn't really have a direction in my life, but I knew I wanted my life to have meaning to it. And when I found the practice, I was suffering a lot. And I thought the path I was taking in life I was happy with. And I was looking for happiness in things I was doing. But when I found the practice, I realized, wow, I'm not actually happy. I have to rely on other things to make me happy. And so I found the practice through the Wake Up Tour, and they talked about the 5-year program. And yeah, that first day, I was like, wow, this is what happiness feels like. This is what feeling truly calm and relaxed feels like. And seeing the monks and nuns who were on the Wake Up Tour inspired me to become a monk. And for me, being a Westerner in particular, I was like, well, lifetime, that's really long. And to say I'm going to commit myself to anything for my whole life is really scary. And so I was like, oh, 5 years, why not? And the why nots were just excuses, and I really looked at them and said, you know, that's just an excuse to continue what I was doing. So I came to Blue Cliff. And the first time I came, I stayed here for an extra week and a half, and I think the monks and nuns were like, wow, he's just not leaving. And I just kept calling my mom. I was like, can I keep your car for a little longer? And she's like, yeah, yeah. And my mom also practices, so it's a family thing for me. And, you know, being embraced, like Thay Nang was saying, by a community, being surrounded by people who really care about you and love you and support you day in, day out, whether it's verbally or just by being there, knowing that there's other practitioners around, there's other people who are on the same path as you, is really supportive. And I know that in society, in the environments you may be in, it can be very difficult to practice. I tried, I was not successful. But I kept trying. I kept going to Sangha with my mom. I was like, okay, I really want to do this. And I kept the idea of being monastic alive, even though at some points I was like, there's no way I can do this. I can't be a monk. Look at me. And I came here, I went through the training. I'm still training. Every day I learn. And I think that's a really great thing about monastic life in general, not just the 5-year program, is you learn. It's, even if you've gone through university, if you're 40 years old, you can still enter the monastic lifetime program. You get cut off from the 5-year at 35, so, but 5 years after college, you can still do it. You get a degree in life instead of a degree that you get to post on your wall and be like, look, I have a doctorate. You have the tools to go through the rest of your life and use day in, day out. And besides that, it doesn't matter if I'm in this robe or not. I still have my brothers and sisters at the monasteries. I still have the larger community of lay friends, OI members. And I know that I can contribute to that. So you don't have to be a monastic to practice, but coming into a 5-year program, knowing that you have that option of leaving the monastery after 5 years, or you have the option of continuing as a monastic. I think it's very freeing for me. And if you're interested, just stay here. You don't have to go back to Canada. And it's very easy to get a visa from Canada, don't worry. But yeah, if you're young and you want more solid training and a constant training that it's ingrained in me now. Yeah, there's some times where I'm not mindful. That's normal. But waking up, I wake up and, like you heard Sister D say for the teens over the week is try to wake up and smile the first thing. Even though it may take like a minute or two, then you're like, oh wow, it's so nice, I'm awake. And before I would just be like, oh man, it's the morning. Like, okay, let's get the day over with. But to be able to just day in, day out, it's a constant reminder. And your practice becomes a part of you, not just something where you have to remind yourself to practice. Or you have reminders around the house. It's who you are. And that's personally why I love our teacher so much also is he's not sitting there telling you stuff you should do because he thinks it will work. He knows it works. He does it every day. When he takes a step, he's taking a step in mindfulness. And if you've seen him in person, you know that is the fact. He's the living Dharma. He's his teachings. He doesn't just sit there and preach. He does it. So if you want to have the practice be a part of you like that, and you feel like a life is a long time, come join us. I don't want that to be creepy, but yeah, thank you.
Dear Thay, dear community, question number one, what inspired me to become a monk? I guess I would have to say the monks and the nuns that preceded me when I came to the monastery and the temples and I saw how they lived their lives. I felt very inspired that there is an alternative to the lives that I've seen around me, and I saw that there's happiness, there's tranquility. I felt that I was lacking when I was living outside. I had everything, but I didn't feel content. And living the monastic life and seeing how it's done, I'm able to touch contentment and continue to do so. And also the monks and the nuns that ordained after me, they're also a source of inspiration for me to continue this life. What would I have been if I were not? I was already working before I became a monk, so I think if I weren't a monk, I will probably continue to be working outside. But I wouldn't trade that for this life. So I think this is it. Hopefully. The benefits, number 5, benefits of being a monk or a nun. There are plenty. There is actually a sutra that the Buddha taught about the benefits of being a monk or a nun. I'll let you find it and read that. But practically, it's free room and board. Free housing, free food. I was sharing with a young man this morning who expressed interest in the monastic life, and I shared with him that being a monk or a nun or someone who lives at a monastery, even a long-term resident, we can touch a lot of people's lives. We can touch a lot of lives. I feel like we all want to help others, to serve, and we can be in our profession be it a psychologist, a social worker, a doctor, a nurse, an accountant, and a person who picks up garbage and recycling. Anybody. Our job is to help others. And of course we can reach certain segment of society through our profession. But I feel like for us as monks and nuns, we get to do that more. We get our scope is wider in terms of reaching people, because for instance, in this retreat we had about 180 people, and half of those are children. And just the children alone, if we're able to share with them the practice and how to take care of themselves and taking care of their emotions, and when they grow up, they can become whatever they like to become, and yet retaining, hopefully, the practice so that they can help themselves and also help their families. And they can become doctors and lawyers, politicians, the mailman, the mailwomen, anything they like to become, and yet having this practice to apply in their daily lives. So in that sense, we touch already the future generation, and not to say that the parents' generations that come to the monastery, and all of you are professionals, and if we're able to share with you just a little bit of the practice, and you apply them and you see that they work, and you can bring them home and practice and also share with others. So it's like a ripple effect. Just being in the monastery, we can touch and affect positively too many segments of society. And the only condition that we need is to practice well and practice sincerely, and we can help a lot of people. And for me, that's a huge benefit. That's what nourishes us as monastics. And we get to be friends with many people, and actually getting a larger family, not just friends, but brothers and sisters, and aunts and uncles. The older monks and nuns in the community, we call them Shicha Shime, like mother nun or father monk in Vietnamese. And so not only we have our blood family, but we get a bigger spiritual family wherever we go. When parents visit the monastery, like Brother Phat Man's mom, she's also our mom. And so we get many mothers and fathers and aunts and uncles. And even in our lay community, the Sangha, the local Sangha everywhere, wherever we go, if we give them a call and ask if they could help us in terms of like an overnight stay or something, 100% of the time they would support us. And so that's our extended family. And so the benefits, one of the major benefits is if we keep our arms full, we will never go hungry. We will always be fed. And it is something that's tangible. We experience that a lot. One more. Number 7. I guess I can say that I have had strong feelings for someone during my monastic life. But we have the practices to help us to handle it. And one is if I'm able to nourish my bodhicitta, my mind of service, my mind of love, my mind of practice, then I can overcome it. It's not something that I have to suppress. But you can say I can make an assessment. Is this more important or is this more important? And for me, I made the choice of being a monk. And I thoroughly enjoy being a monk. But then your mind kind of tricks you once in a while. But if I'm able to get back in touch with my motivation, my aspiration of why I chose this life, and then I can resolve the other issue very easily. being a monastic is not being cut off from love, but love is very much part of our lives. It's our brother or sister shared earlier. It's true love. That's what we want to aim at. And in the 5 trainings, true love is defined as having 4 qualities: loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity or inclusiveness. And being a monastic, we're able to meet those 4 elements of true love without having the need to be attached to someone or to own or to feel like we need to own someone, but to spread our loves out to everyone. And it takes practice. It's also an issue that we deal with and we have Dharma discussions on in the Sangha, because most of the monks and the nuns in our tradition are very young, like our brother Phamnang shared, and so that issue comes up. And so we've had monastic retreats where we actually bring it out and share it and have inputs, and our teachers are very much present for that issue and help us through, to guide us through this, and it is something that's ongoing. Okay, that's it. Thank you for listening.
Dear Thay, dear Sangha, don't think that when you go home, then we have less people here and we have less fun. When you actually go home, we have a larger family over here. Vast. Oh, did I say something wrong? When you go home, we go back to our regular schedule. Almost the same as summer retreat. Just that we wake up a little bit early because we have many children here, so we want to give them some more sleep. So they wake up a little bit late at summer retreat. Usually we wake up a little bit earlier than that. We start our sitting meditation at 5:45. Wake up at 5. And we still have a big community here. Brother and sister. At home, maximum like 6 people in the same roof. But here we have brothers like more than 20, plus our long-term staying friends and intensive, and also aspirant, those who want to become monks and nuns in the future, soon. And also at weekend, we do always, not just only weekend, during the week, weekdays, we have friends who come and would like to stay with us for the weekend or a week or 2 weeks. And we always have a community here. And what we do for fun when you go home, pretty much everything. Just like what we do here at this retreat. Brothers and sisters, sometimes we get together and we play volleyball, tennis, table tennis, drinking tea together at the bank of the pond. And actually we see each other more often than the retreat. Here, the retreat, sometimes a sister or brother needs to take care of children program, and I rarely see Kara, our aspirant, because she spends a lot of time with the children, but normal, regular schedule, we see each other more. And when we go back to schedule, the brother and the sister during the day, we do walking meditation together. Sometimes we have meeting together. A meeting can be very fun because when we get together and sometimes we sit very long, but what we do is very rewarding. We talk about retreat coming. Sometimes we have meeting and then we plan for the retreat for next year. US tour of Thay. Thay is coming next year. And there's a lot to have communication with people outside, with the lay community, with local area that we plan for the retreat when Thay comes. And in terms of the practice, when we go back to the regular schedule, yes, we practice during the time you're here, but beside that, when you go home, here we go back to the schedule, we have more time to get in touch more deeply with our practice, with the breathing, with the walking, and we have more time to study, to exchange our experience and learning from brother and sister. And it's really fun that we go back to the schedule and we have more time to really contemplate more body in the body, take a good care of our health. We exercise more, and sometimes we exercise together, and that's fun too. We have karate class, and brother and sister get together, and we learn from a sensei. She's an OI member, and she offered her time to come here to teach us. And we have a white belt, black belt, and not black belt yet, brown belt also. And sometimes we organize to have lazy day outside. We go to a lay friend who offers us space close to the beach or the forest, and we do camping. And it's really fun because when the brother and the sister are always there for us. A big family. It's so wonderful to have summer retreat that everybody, we just open the door and we see the whole family, very big family. But when you go home, we still have a big family here. We stay at least 4 people in a room. And next door, and the brothers from the other side, and lay friends keep coming and practice with us. And it's fun to sit, to talk with a brother or sister, learning from her experience, her practice, share with her our feelings, our present feelings, our thinking, our learning, want to learn. And also it's wonderful to have lay friends come here and share with us about their happiness, their suffering, their practice. We always have new friends here, so that's fun also. And sometimes we organize retreat in another city. Sometimes we went to New York together to visit the city and visit the local Sangha in New York City. Sometimes we go to another state to have a retreat there with local Sangha or with a different tradition of practice. And we get to know more people. And it's always fun that going as a group of brother and sister and lay friends. And just like Brother of course say, wherever we go, we have the support of you. Thank you.
So dear family, I want to touch base on the last question. How do we balance technology with a spiritual life? Such as gain our collective energy. Breathe, we are online. Because behind us, Brother Fulfillment, he's streaming this question and answers online. So we just have to breathe together and sit up straight, comfortably, relax. It's being streamed all on the web. So I see that technology these days is very advanced. Like if you go on like Google or iTunes, you see so many Dharma. The Dharma doors is so widespread nowadays in the 21st century. You can just go to YouTube or Google, you click on Plum Village Online Monastery, then it appears of Thay's talks, of the recent talks. So it's very accessible nowadays. And so in our tradition, in our Sangha, we are very engaged in spreading the Dharma wide and helping people to receive happiness and transform themselves. And so if you know how to use technology as a means, a good tool, a good way of spreading the Dharma and or maybe doing your work, for your job, for example, you need to use a laptop to maybe do your work, your business, then it's okay, but you have to know your time, your limit of using the computer in one day. In our monastery, some of the brothers and sisters, we have a program installed on our computer. It's a mindfulness bell, which you can download from plumvillage.org. Just go onto their website and just search mindfulness bell. And then it's just like a simple software. And every 10-15 minutes, it will invite a bell for you to just come back to your breathing. And just while you're working for maybe 2 hours straight, you can just come back to your breathing when the bell on your laptop or computer is being invited. It's a nice way just to come back to yourself and just the surroundings, maybe your office, or when you look outside your window from your office, you see the trees, the green trees. Just something different instead of just a square room or office with desk and laptops. It's just another way for you to refresh yourself. And you see that when we prepare for Thay's tour or a retreat like this, the monastic, sometimes we use technology too. It's not that we don't, but we have to use it in such a way that does benefit our well-being. So our mind is not too glued onto the screen. You have to, from time to time, we go outside, take a walk, and we play sports sometimes. And during our day, we have many things that we can do. And for myself, like what I'd like to do on the lazy days after the summer retreat, like when the big retreat is over, we have a very nice, we're very lucky in Blue Cliff, we have a nice basketball court to play and to shoot some hoops, and it's very nice. And I like, that's one of my favorite things to do when it's playing with the brothers. And I know that in our Sangha, in Plum Village, we have more brothers to play sports and play basketball. But at Blue Cliff, we have very few brothers. So the collective energy here, we have to come together as one more and just to be there for each other, enjoying each moment of brotherhood and sisterhood. So that's it, and maybe we have a few more questions that need to be answered. How do you love somebody who hates you or makes you sad?
Dear teacher, dear community, I also like to add, here we practice one day a week not using internet, at least on the brother's side, and that's our lazy day. Each week we get one lazy day, Monday, and we have agreed together that we will not use the internet on that day so that we can spend time with one another. So in the past we didn't have that, so habit energies would pull us into the office, and we might stay there quite a few hours. And we used to have the office in the monks' residence because we didn't have space. But later on we realized that that was not healthy, and so we had a meeting and we decided to move all technologies over to the office. And so we need to use a machine, we go there. And then, so it's an ongoing thing. We have an ongoing conversation about this. And if we see that certain brothers are spending too much time at the computer, whether working or otherwise, then we will come and remind the brothers to turn it off and go out and have tea with us or something. And so we have ways of handling technology. Technology is very much a part of the Sangha, and we see the usefulness of it, but we're learning and trying to use them in such a way that they're not controlling us, but we use them to create connection and create more understanding, and not as a way to isolate ourselves from others. But again, it's an ongoing thing that we're learning and discovering. I'd like to address number 4. How do you love somebody who hates you or makes you sad? I appreciate this question a lot because it feels like the person that asks it wants to love the other person, but not sure how. We have a practice I call loving kindness meditation, or metta meditation, sending compassionate energy to ourselves and to the other person and everyone in the world. So at first we have to practice this with ourselves. We sit and we calm our mind and body, and then we say to ourselves, may I be peaceful and happy, safe and secure, or any adjective that you like to add to that phrase. And then you breathe for a few in and out breaths, and then you would say, perhaps to your loved ones, maybe your parents or your friends or your children, may they, or if you want to bring the image of them, each person up in your mind, may my child, this child, the name, or may my mom, or may my dad, or may my grandparents, or your loved ones, may they be safe, happy, secure. And then you can extend that energy of compassion outward. May the people in the world be happy, safe, secure. And then we can even extend that to the animals and the plants and the flowers, all living beings. And also, may that person be happy, be safe, be secure. Because we know when someone makes another person sad or angry, that person, him or herself, is probably not very happy, not a very happy person. Because if you're happy and you're peaceful, you don't want to create sadness in another person. So that person himself might feel sad or misunderstood, or feel hated against, and so they don't know what to do, and so they just spread that energy. So when we consider that in our hearts, then that helps us to generate this energy of compassion toward that person. And we can start with ourselves. We have to love and accept ourselves, and then we send that energy to that other person. And it might take some time, but it's a practice. I trust we can do it. And after some time, you might do it 1 time, 2 times, or a few times, and then when you feel more at ease with that person in yourself, because the energy that person create that making you sad, that's a part of that. At peace, then that person or the energy of that person in yourself is calm. And then you will find a way, a skillful means to approach that person and to share. And if you share from your heart, they might change. But we go and do that without expectations that they would change. We just offer. And when you will see that there will be changes in that person. And we may ask, why did you do this? Why did you? And you might be surprised. That person might share with you of the suffering that he or she is going through too. And if you're not able to do that by yourself, you can ask the assistance of a friend, so that you can do it together. And so helping a person like that is very worthy. Thank you.
So dear Sangha, it looks like yeah? Our sister would like to add something.
Thank you, Brother Foucault, for your response. I really like the question also. And I think that a monk is really a monk, or a nun is really a nun when he or she aware. Keep her awareness, mindfulness, shy, so that he or she continue to love with the mind of non-discrimination. That's what I keep reminding me in my practice and my life in the monastery. Because when we say we love, we tend to love what lovable. And sometimes it's not that so lovable, we tend to put aside. But the monks or nuns, we taught not to do that, because we live in a monastery and people supporting us not to do that. But to love equally. So sometimes when people say something or did something to us that make us hurt, sometimes just pop out and say something that's gonna ruin your day, ruin our mood for the day. But here in the practice, we are taught as novice. Sometimes when we receive a remind or reminding or words or some action directly toward us, we join our palm to bow to that person. So I invite you to really have a time to do a little bit of meditation. First of all, breathing in and breathing out, calm your body and look into this very special person who just said something or did something that hurt you so bad. It's really hard to do, but it's so wonderful to do it. To simply join our palm inside in our mind and bow to that person, because that person gives us an opportunity to check again with our practice. Say we want to practice, to love, to be equanimous, to love with an inclusive mind. This is a chance. He just said something and we got caught right away. He just did something and we got caught right away. Ruined my day. But with the practice, it's so wonderful that you can love the unlovable. And here we practice. We not just only love people, big family, but we have nature, we have space. We love space. We love the air. We love the tree. We love the empty meditation hall. Vast of space. We love the blue sky. We love the sun. We love the earth. So big family is everywhere. Every step that you make. So not just only summer retreat, here is a big family. So when I say that when you go home, it's still a big family here. Because of monks or nuns, or even everybody we can love. We do really love space, right? We do need a lot of space. When we feel not so happy, we need the space so that we can breathe, so that we can do a little bit loving meditation. And we love the tree. And the tree all around us, still there for us. And we want to live our life according to the 5 mindfulness training to support the tree, to support our life. So we'd like to invite you to learn and practice the love of the Buddha, the awakened one, the awakened nature inside of each every one of us, to love the unlovable. Thank you for listening.
Dear family, so as of now, I think we finished asking all the questions. Thank you for your questions, and thank you to the brothers and sisters on the panel for answering them very deeply. And just want to take the opportunity to express our gratitude to everyone that attended the retreat for making it a present moment, wonderful summer retreat. And we establishing ourselves in the present moment, knowing that we're still here a few more hours before we leave. But take the time to enjoy picnic lunch and just don't rush to leave. Put your packing your things in your cars and driving. We try to maintain the energy of mindfulness that we have established the past week on your journey back home. When you go home, just keep the energy with you and don't feel rushed. Like when you stop at a rest stop or something, just try to take steps of mindfulness when we go into the rest stop. Enjoy the present moment wherever you are. So we hope to see everyone again and happy continuation with your practice. But the Blue Cliff is always there for you, and just enjoy the picnic lunch, and maybe you can enjoy the afternoon, and you don't have to feel rushed to go home. Just take the time, just enjoy with us. And then we will come back to our breathing now, and come back to our body and posture, relaxing our shoulders. Just release anything. You don't have to hold on to anything. Just follow your breathing and enjoy the sounds of the bell. And the community is here for us. Thank you.